Week 22 of the fantasy basketball season and the quarterfinals here for most fantasy leagues and fantasy owners. So here's a few guards I looked to add this week. The first guy, Kris Dunn of the Portland Trailblazers. So Kris Dunn, he's come out of nowhere over the last few weeks where he signed with the Trailblazers. And this Trailblazer team, they've been banged up for the remainder of the season here and traded a lot of guys at the trade deadline. So on the season here for Kris Dunn, 8 points a game, 2.8 rebounds, 5.8 assists, 2.5 steals a game, 53% from the field. So right here, Kris Dunn, he barely played at all this season here until he got to Portland. He's bounced around the league over the last few seasons with the Bulls and the Atlanta Hawks, and he really didn't get any playing time. But obviously with Damian Lillard out and Anfernee Simon as well, he's getting an opportunity over here with the Trailblazers, and he's making the most of it. March 16th at the New York Knicks, 13 points, a rebound, 7 assists, a steal, a 3, 66% from the field. March 18th at the Nets, 6 points, 4 boards, 4 assists, 4 steals, 50% from the field. And March 20th at the Pacers, 11 points, a rebound, 9 assists, 3 steals, and 71% from the field. So right here, if you need some steals, assists, and a decent field goal percentage, Kris Dunn definitely can help fantasy owners at the guard position this week here. And he's still available in 89% of fantasy leagues. The next guard I looked at this week's Bones Hyland of the Denver Nuggets. Bones Hyland's been one of the better pickups over the last few weeks here. Added in 11% of fantasy leagues here is Hyland of the Denver Nuggets. So on the season here for Hyland in his rookie year, 9.4 points a game, 2.8 rebounds, 2.4 assists, 1.8 threes a game, and 39% from the field. But the last couple weeks here, his numbers have gone up: 13.9 points a game, 3.6 rebounds, 4.4 assists, a steal, 2.4 threes, and 47% from the field. So with word coming out that Jamal Murray's not even close to coming back and playing, Bones Hyland, he should be good to go for the remainder of the fantasy season here. And he's a guy that's going to help you in a decent amount of categories: 3-point shooting, scoring decently, assisting the basketball, and even some steals. March 16th at Washington, 17 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, a steal, 2 threes, 60% from the field. March 18th at Cleveland, 17 points, 3 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 steals, 3 threes, 46% from the field. And then last night, March 20th versus Boston, 11 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 threes, and 37% from the field. So right here, he's definitely productive. He's playing a lot of minutes, about 25, 35 minutes a game. And he's a guy that definitely can help your fantasy team. The only thing he'll hurt you in is probably field goal percentage. And he's available in 56% of fantasy leagues. The next part I looked at this week, Brandon Williams of the Portland Trailblazers. So another youngster coming out of nowhere for the Trailblazers over the last few weeks here in his rookie year. On the season, 13.9 points a game, 3 rebounds, 2.5 assists, 1.4 threes a game, and 41% from the field. But the last few weeks here for Williams, 16.3 points a game, 4.3 rebounds, 3.1 assists, 1.3 steals, 1.7 threes a game, and 37% from the field. So the Blazers, they're going to play a lot of young guys, obviously. They're out of the hunt this season, and they traded most of their best players away at the NBA trade deadline. So guys like Brandon Williams, Kris Dunn, Warford, who I'm going to talk about in the forwards video, and Drew Eubanks, they're all getting opportunities, and they're guys that are getting minutes and putting up fantasy value right now. The last few games here for Williams, March 16th at the Knicks, 14 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 blocks, 2 threes, 40% from the field. March 18th at Brooklyn, 24 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, a block, 3 threes, 52% from the field. And March 20th at the Pacers, 10 points, 2 assists, 2 threes, and 20% from the field. So if you need some scoring, he'll give you some rebounding and assisting on the basketball. Brandon Williams is a pretty good ad in my opinion. And he's going to get tons of playing time as well at the guard position, playing about 30 minutes a game right now for Portland. And he's also available in 66% of fantasy leagues. The next guard's Emmanuel Quickley of the New York Knicks. Quickley, this season, it's been a down year for him compared to his rookie season last year. But now he's getting an opportunity, and he's making the most of it with this Knicks team most likely out of playoff contention. Even though they still got a shot at playing for the 10th seed, still it don't mean much, in my opinion. On the season, 10.3 points a game, 2.8 rebounds, 3.1 assists, 1.6 threes a game, and 38% from the field, but the last couple weeks here for quickly, 14.6 points a game, 5.1 rebounds, 4.4 assists, 1 steal a game, 1.3 threes a game, and 42% from the field. So he's going to help you score in the basketball. He can rebound decently and assist, and he's a good three-point shooter as well. Just his field goal percentage will hurt fantasy owners. March 16th versus Portland, 18 points, 4 boards, 6 assists, a steal, 3 threes, 80% from the field. March 18th versus Washington, 15 points, 4 boards, 5 assists, a steal, 42% from the field. And March 20th versus Utah, 16 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, a steal, 2 threes, and 33% from the field. So quickly available in 60% of fantasy leagues, and he'll give you about 4 or 5 categories like I mentioned here. And he's definitely a guard getting a lot of playing time for this Knicks team, and a guy who's definitely going to help your roster this week. And the 5th and final guard I looked at this week is Jose Alvarado of the New Orleans Pelicans. So Alvarado's getting a lot of playing time late here, about 25 minutes a game in his rookie year, and he's playing good basketball in the season. 5.5 points a game, 1.7 rebounds, 2.6 assists, 1.3 steals a game, and 42% from the field. But the last few weeks here for Alvarado, 8.4 points a game, 3.1 rebounds, 5.1 assists, 2.6 steals a game, and 42% from the field. So this guy, he's not a big-time scorer, but he gives you good rebounding, assists, and he's a steals master right now, is Alvarado, for this Pelican team. And he's available in 91% of fantasy leagues. March 15th versus Phoenix, 3 points, a rebound, 7 assists, a steal, 0% from the field. March 18th at the Spurs, 8 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, 57% from the field. And March 20th at Atlanta, 15 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals, a 3, and 55% from the field. So right here, he's going to help you in those smaller categories, like I mentioned, with the assist and steal in the basketball, and give you a decent field goal percentage. So I think he's a decent pickup, and those categories are hard to come by sometimes. So I definitely would give Alvarado an add this week. So that's a few guards I would look to add here in week 22 in the quarterfinals of most fantasy leagues this week.